is the Dubplate Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with Kxvu.
Trickstar Radio.
What's happening, people? We're back inside the building. Welcome back to Breakfast with Kxvu as we continue forward, exploring music from around the world. And as most of you will know, I do run a YouTube channel, so this video will be going up onto that. But I want to get into a full-length album review, which I don't tend to do on this show, but this album that we're going to be talking about today is a very special one. It is, of course, Alkaline's top prize project. It's been a long time coming. We've heard so much about it, and I want to do a full review of it because that's what I love to do in general. I love to review music and I love to talk about music. That's what we're going to be getting into right about now. So, it's been 5 years since his previous album, which went by the name of New Level Unlocked, released back in 2016. And this time around, we are witnessing a much more advanced, much more comfortable and confident version of Alkaline as both a vocal performer and songwriter. For me, despite the fact he's primarily known for his high-pitched vocal efforts and obviously that sort of choppy vocal style we've all come to know and love, for me, this project was a certified level up across all aspects of his game. We've seen the Vendetta fan base out in force looking to push and promote this album as much as they possibly can. I love to see an active fan base, so it was impossible to ignore this one, put it that way. I've done a couple of reaction videos myself and the response has been crazy, so I thought, you know what, let's dive into a full-length review to give those listeners something that they clearly are listening for. So, overall, I think he's hit the mark across the board with this project as a long play listen. He does a great job of hitting both the more typical dancehall styles and Bashment sort of original flavors, alongside being quite creative with what he does. Obviously, Alkaline is known for being a little bit out there with what he does, and he hits both fronts really well, in my honest opinion. The title track was slightly slower as a ballad. For me, obviously, the title track is being top prize, and then it's followed by one of the more classic-sounding dancehall creations, which went by the name of Ocean Wave. The first party starting anthem on the release goes by the name of Dessa, and it's a great example of Alkaline's solid creative use of auto-tune over a fluttering instrumental that really does bring the party to life. This is then followed by a spacey pad collection on the aggressive vocal lines of Maniac, which again does absolute bits. I did do a standalone review of that one you can check out on CubCamTV, and this video is going up on there, so do check it out on the channel, of course. Hit that subscribe button as well. It's what we love to see. Magic is next on the listing, and for me was one of the tracks kind of pushed quite heavily on release day, but for me isn't actually one of the strongest tracks on the album. It's solid, but there are other tracks that really do show it up, and the main reason I feel this is the way I feel is because Hostage is next on the track listing, and for me this is my favourite track on the entire project. It's a masterclass in vocal performance and clean dancehall production, and really does stand out among the rest of the track listing. Following this, Twerk gives us something a little more percussive, with the choirs of More Life following that and giving us something a bit more creative. You can see there's a real kind of ebb and flow about how the album moves and how it constantly changes and switches up in flavour. Following this, Not Trust Mankind is already a fan favourite and is another solid creation, again looking into Alkaline's fantastic vocal range over another beautifully designed instrumental creation. We have to say the production value of this album is higher than we've ever heard from an Alkaline project before, and although there's only been one album, we've heard a lot of instrumental projects and other things like that. And following that, we get into a slow winding roller with and then Heat at the Moment delivers a more up-tempo groove for the dance floor listeners. Kxvu was one of the early singles to land on the project, which did receive a lot of positive feedback early on. This is then followed by something a little bit different with Medicine. Again, another solid vocal performance which sees speedier rhythms, and then the electronic percussion of Payroll sees the album out in style. For me, it's a fantastic body of work, and the craziest thing about this release for me is seeing how excited the Alkaline fan base has been for this release. They're such a loyal fan base, and seeing the response they've had both to the videos I put up and obviously the album in general has been absolutely crazy. It's top stuff from Alkaline for me. Again, solidifying why he's such an important figure in dancehall music. As I said, you can check out all of our individual reactions over on youtube.com/CubCamTV. There's loads of new content going up there daily, and obviously this is the breakfast show, so make sure you do lock in for more information on dancehall music, because we do run the Pull Up 30 every Thursday. That is 9:30 till 10. We get into as much new dancehall music as we possibly can, and yeah, it's a perfect way to explore it here on the show on Trickstar Radio. Of course, moving forward, we're going to jump into one of the tracks off the album. Again, it's one of the tracks that was pushed quite heavily on release day. It does go by the name of Magic, and following that, we're going to get into Jelani Blackman's brand new Signal as well, which goes by the name of Pattern. Keep it locked, my friends, at CubCamTV, at Trickstar Radio on the socials. That was my full-length album review of Alkaline's brand new Top Prize album. So keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We're live on the big bad Trickstar Radio.
This is Breakfast with Kxvu, bringing you their morning flavors on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.